I'm here at the parking lot to get onto Little Blue Trail. It's at the corner of East Jackson Drive and Little Blue Parkway in Independence, Missouri, and just getting ready to go out and see what the trail holds today. Okay, all right, let's get going. Morning. So the Little Blue Trail is a 15-mile north to south trail that's crushed rock, usually flat, some small changes in elevation. Mile markers are placed throughout the way so that you know where you're at. Scenic spot. Ooh, what were you saying about wildlife? It's much like the Katy Trail that spans much of Missouri. But there are also parts where there's concrete to get you through the urban areas to be able to go on underneath this bridge, like right here. Overall, there's so much to see on this trail. Lots of nature, animals. It's a lot of fun. In 1985, the Jackson County Parks and Rec purchased the land for the Little Blue Trace Nature Reserve. Then in 2011, they added an addition onto the south end of the trail to make it its current state of 15 miles. In the future, the desire is to expand into even more Kansas City communities and beyond. One such desire is to push all the way down to Longview Lake and Lee Summit, and then over into Blue Springs Lake. And the ultimate goal is to connect with the Katy Trail, the trail that expands the majority of Missouri. With all of these additions, it'll hopefully add value to this already beautiful trail. One of the great new things about being here on Little Blue Trace is recently the Jackson County Parks and Rec installed these mile markers that every 2/10 of a mile you're going to know where you're at, anywhere in the 15-mile trail. But also they have these 5-digit numbers that if you needed to call 911 and report you needing help in one way or another, they're going to know exactly where you're at. More precise way of trying to get to you, quicker, faster, more efficient. If you need a little bit of peace of mind, know that this is in place, that you can get the help you need when you need it. I am down here at the south end of Little Blue Trace Trail. The trail loops around to the right, and there's a parking spot over there. But right now it's all closed for the widening of Lee Summit Road. Hopefully one day this will continue down onto Longview Lake, the trail that's there, and will extend Little Blue Trace to even farther places that you could ride and run and walk. So this is where the trail ends. One thing I like about Little Blue Trace is just all the nuances of the trail, of how you can ride through urban areas or rural areas and just wooded, no one around areas to these residential areas. And one thing I like is the fact that you have access to them through these trails that just lead right in, and what it'd be like to be able to live in an area like this, to be able to ride on a trail like this and never have to deal with traffic. So it's just, this trail is so great, and there's so many aspects about it that I love, and there's a variety and little gems that are hidden throughout the whole place. So when you ride the trail, keep your eyes open, you never know what you're gonna see. Like I said before, you can see a lot of things on this trail, this being one of those. Don't know what it is, but it looks like it may be some type of raft of some sort. So if there's a Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn around this area, that may have been their mode of transportation. Sorry guys, this is the wrong direction to get to the Mississippi River. If you're needing to fuel up, water, drinks, something to eat, there's a Quick Trip right by the parking lot where I first started, and there's even a nice bike rack. So just make sure you've got enough stuff to be able to make it however long your trip's going to be. Within the last few years, the Jackson County Parks and Rec installed these emergency stations. I believe there's a few of them scattered throughout the trail. Once again, it just adds to the safety factor and being able to contact the emergency authorities if you ever need to. Here are the football fields that are right off the trail. On weekends, these will be packed with parents and kids and footballs and screaming, and it feels kind of good when you ride by and everybody's yelling at the top of their lungs, and sometimes I feel like they're cheering me on. It's just great to see little kids getting out, having fun, throwing the old pigskin around. As I take a break in this nice breeze and the nice shade of these trees, just want to remind you that when you come out to the trail, make sure you bring in the stuff that you need. Water, definitely need water because it's such a long trail and there's no water available, no water fountains, nowhere to get water within the trail system itself. There's some gas stations around and some places you can get water, but once you get north of about mile 10, there's nothing really that's accessible from the trail. So make sure you got something to drink. If you need any snacks, any power bars, anything to fuel your system outside of fluids, make sure you bring those as well. Anything to fix a flat, sunscreen if it's a sunny day. Just make sure you're prepared when you go. And most importantly, bring a phone, because if you're out here, the mile markers are in place with the numbers to be able to contact 911, but if you don't have a phone, it's worthless. So make sure you have a phone, make sure you have power in it. Also make sure that someone knows where you're going. Just some safety precautions just to make sure that your trip is as enjoyable as it can be. For most biking trails, they follow some type of body of water like a creek or around a lake, or even they have a significant value in history. Like this one, it talks about Indians were forced from Indiana to travel to Kansas, and they passed through this area, and this monument was erected to remember that. So a lot of times when you'll be on Little Blue Trail, you'll be on the Katy Trail, they have significance more than just being a point A to point B, that it's a journey. So here I'm in one of the shelters just taking a break, and there are a few shelters scattered throughout the trail that give you some respite from the sun, the heat, rain even if it begins to get weatherous on you. So take a chance, sit down, take a breather, and just enjoy being out in nature and the breeze and just enjoying life. So as you can see, the trail is made up of this crushed rock. It's packed down, firm, tight. It's a nice trail to ride on. For the majority, you're going to be on this. There are some urban areas where you'll be on concrete, but for the most part, you're going to be out here on the trail. It's a double track, plenty of room for people to pass by each other. Elevation changes, there aren't that many, so it's going to be typically flat, moving at a good pace, just able to get out and enjoy nature.
Tell me your names.
My name's Brent, and this is Jill.
Where are you guys from?
We are from Missouri, from Chillicothe, Missouri.
So what brings you to Little Blue Trace?
We were in town for business, and we take our bikes wherever we go. And so I'd heard about this trail before, and we were close by, and so kind of researched where the trailhead was, and we jumped on and headed this way. We love it.
What do you like about the trail?
Well, there's a lot of variety. I mean, you're going through cornfields and grassy fields, and a lot of corners and ups and downs, and you're riding along the river, and you got some wooded areas like this, and then back into another farm field, and the variety is really incredible. It's probably the best trail of its type that I've been on in this area.
Some people compare it to like a shorter version of Katy. Have you been on Katy before?
Yes, I've been on Katy quite a bit, and we've been on it together probably at least 5 times. I've probably been on it quite a bit more than that. You know, it's similar to the Katy, and then it goes alongside a river, and it's kind of the chatty surface, but it's a more fun trail in my opinion than the Katy. It's just so much more variety, and the beauty here is incredible.
What are your thoughts on the trail?
I really like the trail, especially today, because it's a really warm day, and like Brent said, there's a good variety of shade and sun, so you're just not out in the sun exposed all the time. I really like the shade and the variety, ups and downs and turns, and so we're just not going in a straight line.
It makes it go really fast. I mean, you got here for a long time and you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
So if someone was thinking about getting on the trail, what would you say to them?
Well, I would say probably to park at Cold Stone Creamery so that when you get back you can get some ice cream, because the trailhead's right there.
One of my favorite hidden gems is the barn that sits just to the left of the trail. Right now all the foliage that's in front of it is mostly overgrown, so finding it was interesting. This is the beginning of the path. This is the top end of Little Blue Trace Trail. This is where mile 0 starts. This is the shelter that is at the very north side of it, and then you go south. Today, this is mile, let's see, 5. This is mile 20 for me, and so I'm going to take a break here and then turn around and head back down south to where we parked it. So up to now, it's been a great, beautiful day, a little warm, but be able to meet some people, talk about the trail and how it compares to Katy Trail, which I love and would plan on getting back to again soon. Beautiful day, great ride. See you back in the parking lot. So I just got done with the ride. I'm tired. It's a good ride, good day to ride. Until next time, when there's more to come.
Chez Seigneur.